Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a second trimester update. I'm currently 30 weeks, 2 days, today's Tuesday, 30 weeks, 2 days pregnant. And so I'm in the third trimester, and it's been a couple weeks since I've been in the third trimester, but I'm a little late on the second trimester update. But I want this for my records and to help anyone who might have experienced similar things in their second trimester. So in the second trimester, there was a lot of stuff. I wrote down a bunch of notes, a lot of different things that happened. Not that happened, but just that my body was going through. The first trimester was pretty exhausting, and this third trimester is turning out to be pretty exhausting also. But the second trimester, even though I felt like I didn't have much energy, I had more than I had and more than I have now. I wanted to do a lot of nesting. I cleaned a lot. I feel like I did, at least. I organized, just the typical daily life organizing. And I really enjoyed it, and I had the energy and the motivation to do it instead of just the lack of energy or more motivation. I had both. I had energy and motivation to do it. I still had some fatigue. There were days that I would be pretty tired, but overall, I think that I had a lot more energy than I do now, or than I had before. I started noticing swelling in the second trimester. With my first pregnancy, I already have one. Her name is May, and she's a year and a half. Actually, no, she's 20 months this month, so time goes by so fast. But with her, I didn't really have much swelling. I remember going to get a pedicure with my mother-in-law towards the end, a few weeks before I had May, and the ladies were like, "Oh, your feet aren't even swollen at all." Like, what? That's crazy. But with this pregnancy, I'm having a lot more swelling. I noticed my ring. I noticed like an indent from my ring, especially with it being summer and it being hot outside. I get swollen a lot easier than I would if it were cold outside, I think. I see the veins in my feet, and my feet feel huge, and I can feel them swelling, or I can feel them getting red, getting blood in them. And so that's a second trimester symptom that's not going away. That's continuing to get more and more intense, depending on the day, I guess, but as the pregnancy goes on. It's funny because I was pregnant with May she was born in November of 2016, and it's funny because even though we lived in Arizona when I was pregnant with her and when she was born, and it was so much hotter there. We're in Idaho now, and so it's just funny to me that I didn't really experience much swelling then, and I feel like I have a lot more now. Another symptom that I noticed in the second trimester was hip pain, and just like pelvic pain. I carry May a lot still, and so I'm not as much right now, but in the second trimester I did a lot more. And so that might have had something to do with it. I talked to my doctor, or I talked to the nurse, and she said, yeah, that's probably all that it is, just carrying her, and my body is growing. So that's another thing, but I don't remember that pain when I was pregnant with her my first time. And so I feel like I'm in a lot more pain and discomfort than I was with the first pregnancy with May. But it could just be that I've forgotten and I'm experiencing it all over again. I also have been having discomfort in my back. Lots of times it's my lower back that's hurting when I lay down. My doctor, when I was pregnant with May, said that it was okay to lay on my back as long as once it's uncomfortable, don't lay on your back, But he never was extremely strict about it. I know for some people it's their doctors say otherwise, but for me, and this doctor that I have now, she hasn't said much about it, so I lay where it's most comfortable. But my back has been, if I lay down occasionally, on my back, it will hurt, and it won't feel comfortable. So I was losing weight up until week 20, 21. With May, I kept losing weight until about week 17 or 18. But with this pregnancy, I kept on losing weight. I talked about it in my first trimester update, I believe. But they prescribed me a medication. I didn't really like it. You can go watch that if you want to. But since I lost weight with my first pregnancy, I didn't think it was that weird, especially since I'm pregnant with a girl. They're similar in that way that I've lost weight, but it was weird that I lost weight up until week 20, week 21. But now I'm gaining weight. And this happened with May too, but it's weird because now I'm going in every 2 weeks, but when I was even going in every 4 weeks, well, I guess it probably was only one time then. I'm not sure, maybe a couple times, but I think the last time I went in, I had gained 4 pounds in 2 weeks or 6 pounds in 2 weeks, but this baby is getting what she needs, and according to the weight, so that's good. I've had some cravings. I still had some aversions at the beginning of the second trimester and I guess mid second trimester, but I had some cravings. I really wanted blueberry muffins and banana bread, and lots of chocolate. I haven't had chocolate in a few weeks now, and no, that's not true. I've had chocolate, but I'm talking about my husband going and getting me a bag of Dove chocolates. Never mind. I think it's been a week or two. I could be wrong. I really did crave a lot of chocolate. Other than that, after I started gaining weight, I didn't have too many aversions. Now that I'm getting into the third trimester and a few weeks into it, I'm not wanting as much food. But in the second trimester, I feel like I did pretty good with eating. One thing that was really a positive thing for me to have this pregnancy and last pregnancy is a body pillow. I'm not sure if I showed this in my must-haves for pregnancy, but this is the body pillow that I have. It is just from Walmart, and the case is from Walmart. Got it a few years ago when I was pregnant with May. It's really, really nice to have at night, to have in between my knees and to have in between my arms and to use as a pillow. It helps me feel a little bit more comfortable. We also did a hospital tour in the second trimester. I'm thinking it was in the second trimester. Maybe it was the beginning of the third, but it was a few weeks ago. And that was great. My husband actually works at that hospital that we're going to be delivering at, but he hadn't gone through the labor and delivery area. But it was great. It was really fun. And with May, with our hospital tour, it was, you had to make an appointment and then go with a group. But this time around, we just walked in. It was just me and my husband and May, and with the receptionist, and she just walked us through. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited to have this baby. I don't have too much nervousness with May. My epidural didn't work too well, so I'm hoping that with this time around, it can go a little bit more smoothly. But I'm really excited, and May is so excited. It's been so sweet. I have pictures of her laying on my belly or snuggling my belly, and I'm just really excited for her to become a big sister. And she's kind of understanding. She's only 20 months old, just about, so I obviously I don't exactly know how much she understands about it, but I wrote the name. We decided on a name like 3 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago maybe. I don't know, a couple days ago we decided on the name, and we're not really telling anyone yet. I feel like we've been pretty indecisive, but then all of a sudden we're like, you know what, I think that's the name. But May, there's a paper that I wrote it on, and I think I had to have told her that that's what it said, and she wanted to color with a marker on it, and we asked her to say the name, and it was so precious, and my husband was like, well, that's her name, because it was just so sweet. And then my mom had her say the name, because my mom has known that it was a name that we've been really pretty interested in, and then I was able to tell my mom that's what we had decided on. But it was so sweet, and we're so excited. Probably about a month ago, I had some bleeding, and it kind of scared me because, I mean, you're not supposed to bleed at all. I talked to my doctor. I stopped. It wasn't much, just a little bit, like a couple of drops just on toilet paper, and my doctor told me that if it happened again to call, but that it could have just been, my nurse said it could have just been a cut or something, and that's what I assumed it was after a little bit, but that was scary. So I'm glad that hasn't happened again, and that I don't think I have anything to worry about. My doctor told me that there's nothing wrong with my placenta, so there shouldn't be any bleeding, and so I assumed that it was just a cut or something like that. When it comes to baths, I love baths. I love to take baths, but they're getting more and more difficult. I remember them getting really difficult with May, when I was pregnant with May, and I think I'm getting to that point now. I think that was a few weeks ago, actually, so that's kind of sad, like washing my hair in the bath or something like that. I just don't have the abs to do it as much. We did go swimming a couple days ago. We live in an apartment complex with a pool, so we went swimming a couple of weeks ago and a couple of days ago, and it was really nice. I mean, I feel like I've been exercising in a way by all the walking that I do with May, going up and down these stairs. I mean, I don't do an insane amount of walking with her, but having a toddler, I mean, you get your exercise in. Swimming, it used a whole new muscles that I haven't really used in a while, I feel like. And the first time we went, it was pretty nice. Second time I started feeling a little bit of cramping. And so, I mean, everything in moderation, I guess. This baby is so active. With May moved a good amount. Like there was, like we could, at night we could pretty much count on her moving, you know, once she got big enough and once I was sitting down. But usually during the day, if I was walking, it would like lull her to sleep and she would be asleep and not kick too much. But this baby kicks so much, and I love it. May wasn't very violent. You know, there weren't a lot of elbows and heels, but I feel like this baby, this little girl, does it a lot more often. I felt the hiccups. It's cute because I usually feel them down low. So I just wonder if her head's down already. With May, she was breeched. So I'm curious about this baby, what position she's in, because I read that soon she'll be starting to get into position, slowly get closer and closer to the position she needs to be in. But this little girl loves to kick. She sometimes I feel like I'll feel a heel or I'll feel an elbow and it kind of like, oh, you know, jolts me a little bit. And I didn't feel too much of that with May. A lot of hers was like fluid motions, and then I feel like she would get kind of comfy, and then after a little bit just, okay, I'm gonna just, you know, stay asleep. And maybe it's because I was a first-time mom, so I didn't really know what to look for. But this little girl it's funny because me and my husband will talk at night and we'll talk about how we think this little baby will be, and I don't know, she's just so active and loves to move and loves to kick, and I really love that. Other than that, the second trimester, now that I'm in the third trimester, I feel like the second trimester was a lot easier. I am so excited to have this little girl. We're so excited to have her, and only, let's see, only a couple of weeks, I mean, only 9 weeks, 5 days left, I think, according to my Ovia app. Let's see, yeah, we're 30 weeks, 2 days, 9 weeks, 5 days left. It's so crazy. So I hope you enjoyed this update. Check out my other videos to see how my first trimester was and to see some pregnancy must-haves that I have being a second-time mom. And I'll see you next time. Bye.